You're talking about your mission and Investor Thrive. We haven't really jumped into it. What is your mission
My mission
at Investor Thrive?
my mission at Investor Thrive, not my mission that I serve. My mission at Investor Thrive is I want to help. I like real estate. I love real estate, but I want to help people in their personal lives more. That's like what I'm really interested in is like when I dive into these self-help books, like mindset, I believe that there's like a process and a system, just like there is in wholesaling for getting leads. I believe there's a process and a system for getting your mind right. And I kind of think everyone, in my opinion, everyone is so focused on real estate and getting leads and getting deals that they neglect like how important it is to wake up early, consistently at the right time. It's called theater of the mind. If you've read the book Psycho-Cybernetics, it talks about like going to a place in your mind where you like relive wins, so you feel like a winner every day. Like those are things that I write in my journal every day, like wins that I have, or things I'm grateful for. I do affirmations, and I just feel like mentally I'm pretty solid. But that's something I want to kind of do as the mission of Investor Thrive, is not only help people succeed in their real estate businesses, but in their personal lives. Because at the end of everything, real estate's great. If you own 100,000 like rentals, that's great. But if your personal life, your relationship with your family, God, or religion, if you're into that, that's like, in my opinion, that's more important. That's why we're here. We're here in this life to develop relationships, help people, grow, give back. So that's the mission. It's a big mission.
Anything you want to add to that?
I mean, just create an impact in people's lives, right? Help them to make the progress that they want, get to where they want, and not obviously do it for them, but be a help, an aid along the way.
Yeah. I mean, I think what you're talking about is so important, because we're very tactical here. We try to be inspirational on this show. The first half is inspirational, and the second half of the show get really tactical, right? And it's a combination of inspiration and tactics. But we don't really talk as much about mindset, right? So I'm hoping the inspiration kind of helps people get through the mindset challenges, the things, the garbage, the noise that's inside their heads.
Yeah.
But I think like if the mindset's right, everything else works.
Yeah.
Right? Everything else clicks. And you were talking about kind of like the mission, like that helped you when you're on the mission, is like you had not necessarily a routine, but you knew what you had to do every day.
100%. Like, so when you wake up and you don't want to make those dials, or you don't want to go to work because your tummy hurts, your mind is right. You're like, hey, I'm not, and it's a slight edge, right? It's like, if I don't do this today, like I'm behind. I'm not. So I talk to a lot of, because I am coaching a little bit, and I talk to a lot of people who their mind's not right. It's like, if you want to do this business, this is just like any other business. This is a grind. In order to get your foot in the door, you got to work hard. So that 10 dials you made, or that 20 dials, that's not going to get it done. You need 50 to 100 dials a day. You need to talk to 50 leads. Out of that, you can get a contract. So the mindset is something everyone talks about, because I talk to a lot of people too, and I'm like, what's the one thing you could tell people? And they say mindset. But my thing is, let's actually give people a process and like a system, like a schedule. Let's develop a schedule for every individual, so a routine, so you can actually get your mind right. That's what I want.
I remember, going to Sean Terry's, Freedom event, and like the first day was mindset. I remember Patrick Precourt, someone I respect a lot. I got to know personally more recently, and he's talking about mindset. And me, right? I'm at this event. I was like, let's get over this nonsense. Like, let's get the tactics, right?
Exactly.
And for me personally, mindset's not much of a challenge for me, so I don't care about that stuff. Like, just give me the good stuff. Let me figure it out. Let me go apply, right? Like, why don't we spend more time on tactics and strategies?
Yeah.
But I've since learned, like 90+% of people need to fix the mindset before we can even discuss tactics and strategies, because tactics and strategies are relevant if we don't have the right mindset.
Exactly what I find too. I mean, everybody, when you bring up mindset, you got to work hard. You got to change your mindset. Everyone just turns their brain off. They're like, yeah, dude, I've heard that on 100 motivational videos. And that's
take massive action.
Yeah. That doesn't really help anyone to be like, hey, you need to believe in yourself. That doesn't no offense to anybody that plays motivational videos, but when I hear them, I roll my eyes too. I'm like, this isn't doing anything for me. I don't need to hear about the guy who couldn't breathe underwater. That's a good one, right? But he's like, oh, if you want to fight as hard as you can breathe,
It's inspirational.
It's inspirational, but for me, I'm like,
It
okay.
only lasts 30 seconds though.
Yeah.
And then,
Well, it's like a shower. Like you need it every single day.
Yeah, so like you go to these big events and they're great. You meet with great people, but 3 days after you're like, I can't remember what anyone said, but I felt great. But now I'm kind of dying on the motivation. My thing is like, keep that going. Like do those daily routines and those activities that slight edge.
yeah,
that
we want to
keep you
give
motivated.
we want to give people tactics to be able to do the things that they don't want to do, but they should do that day, right?
Yeah. So let's talk about. I mean, if this is the mission, right? And again, this is a challenge that I have as someone that's trying to help people. I mean, truthfully, I'm in my own coaching program. I pay somebody else.
Yeah.
Who I just saw earlier is coming in, which is awesome for one of our episodes. But I'm paying somebody else, right, on mindset and coaching and everything else. And I share with him like, hey, my biggest frustration as a business owner, as a leader, is there are people I just cannot get through, right? Like they say they want it, I want it for them, but I want it for them more than they want it for themselves.
Right.
And I'm stuck. I can't fix this problem.
I hear you, man.
So do you have a solution here?
My solution for that would be like you present the formula, right? You like, for example, I had an acquisition guy and I presented him my daily routine that I kind of want to give to people, but you can give it to him and you can follow up, be like, hey, did you make your life plan? That's one of the things I've done. It's okay. Like I have a vision of what I want to accomplish in this life. So I can give that to you, but if you don't want to sit down for 30 minutes and think about what you want to write it out, I can't make you do that. So, for people that say they want it, maybe you could call them out and be like, hey man, like this is the formula. Like this is the outline to how you can achieve your goals. But if you don't even want to fill this out or stay consistent for a week of, writing down what you're grateful for, or how are you going to achieve it? I mean, what'd they say? A plan not written is only a wish or something?
Yeah. It's a
goal not written is only a wish, or
yeah, a plan or something without a plan is just a dream. A goal without a plan is just a dream.
Yeah, and that's the kind of same thing I feel like with people, their lives, they just, and I love my pops. My pops is great, but I think sometimes like back in the day, people they just went through it, and that's okay. Like if that's what they want, like they go to job. But like for me,
maybe just different priorities.
Different priorities, and that's totally cool. But if you want to achieve, if we want to make
you want to grow a business, right?
Yeah, if we want to get $3 million this year, it's not going to happen from saying it on this podcast. It's going to happen from us going to break down how many leads we need, like reverse engineering. It's the same thing with your life. You want 10 rentals? Well, you got to get qualified for a mortgage.
Yeah. You tell me like putting on the poster board and looking at every day is not going to help?
No, man, you got to take action, daily action. So that's the mission. I don't know if you can tell I'm stoked about that because I love it. I love doing that stuff daily because that's what makes it happen.
Well, I mean, that's the reason why, like, on our podcast, I said consistent action. I never say like massive action because like massive action is someone's got to like hype themselves up and jump into this and
a failing strategy.
I love massive action. I'm that guy. I take massive action all the time. The problem is
not everybody
taking too many massive actions. Right? It frustrates everyone that works with me. But most people, like, they hear massive action. It's like, oh, that's too big or that's not for me. And then they get discouraged before they even start. Right. So that's why I'm always preaching consistent action. Like, we can all be consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the person who makes 5 offers a day, every day, and never quits doing that is going to get more deals than someone who makes, 20 offers in one day and then takes a week-long break.
Right.
And that's kind of...
And it's rusty when Monday comes back around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the issue I feel like with a lot of the wholesaling, like acquisition reps that you hire, like they'll go hard and then they'll get a check and they'll relax or they won't go as hard. It's like, nah, give me that VA, give me that virtual assistant. Maybe that it will be consistently on that phone, on time, every day, just working. Because that's how they're built. They're built to do that.
It's more reliable, something you can count on. And we actually had this with our own team many years ago. Was that we had these guys, and they were responsible for this many dials a week. We've changed it right now; it's per day. But for a while, it was per week. And on Monday, it's like, hey, what happened last week? Okay, Tuesday, hey, are you gonna hit the phones? No, I'll make it up on Thursday and Friday. Hey, on Wednesday, hey, like, where are we? It's like, I will hit it this weekend. No one does. Or if they hit it on the weekend, they hit it once ever.
Yeah, bro.
And it never consistent.
Well, real quick, I want to say this. So I learned consistency through door knocking too, because my last 2 years of knocking doors, I never zeroed out, which means you never go out on the doors from like 11 to 9 and not get a sale. And that was because I never stopped knocking doors. Like I would knock on doors, someone didn't answer, I'd keep going. If I made a sale, I'd keep going. Like I'd keep going door to door. Never took a break. I'd have like a granola bar, but I'd be eating while I'm walking. And the thing is, like, how did I do that? Like that's pretty impressive, I guess, in the door-to-door space to never not sell a door for every day that you went out. It's because the consistent door knocking. It's applied to anything you want. You want to be a boss at anything, lifting weights.
Yeah,
you lift those weights daily, baby.
So I showed the during our quarterly planning for this coming quarter. Well, for the quarter we're in now, I showed our acquisitions guys like what we would have made if they would have each just made like 8 offers a day, and we would have like made like a little over $1 million in the quarter. You know, instead we made like right under 300K.
Yeah.
So like, it's just that little stuff. Like we could have made $1 million based off like how many offers we made that quarter, how many got accepted, how many we sold. We would have made $1 million just with like a few more offers a day.
And I think when you go back to like how do you do that? I mean, I think that's the hardest thing ever. How do you keep people consistent? I think that's why people are successful and other people aren't, because they master the consistency and the action.
Yeah, it's tough.